Hey everyone, just wanted to do another quick video. This video will be a little bit different. I have been very busy with some of my other hobbies that I do. And this one today, as you can see with all these old little phones, is to do with mobile phones. Particularly the older series. Probably stuff that people might have seen back in the early 90s to sort of end 99, 2000, around there. So yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the work that I've been doing. I've been into mobile phones for many years, since the early 90s. I got my first phone, my most digital GSM phone, I should say. These are all GSM phones. Some work on the 900 meg band, which are called GSM 900, and then you've got GSM 1800, which is 1800 megahertz. So that's the two main GSM bands that they use in Australia and throughout most of Europe. Now, unfortunately, 2G GSM, which is what GSM 900, 18, 19, any of those ones are, has been switched off in Australia. All the towers were switched off in 2018, I think it was. So yeah, so I can't actually show you these phones being connected to a network because there is no network here to connect to. Now, not all networks have shut down their 2G GSM networks. Vodafone New Zealand still has it, and they aren't until I think 2025. Or even after that. Now, there is some stuff still left in the UK, which I was a little bit surprised. I went online and tried to research it. Everything I found said that it got turned off in 2012. But I can confirm that the cells are still there, so I'm not sure what's going on. But there's a really interesting network that's still there. So yeah, so I've been into mobile phones for ages. I got my first phone, which was a Nokia 2110E, and I got that. I was one of the first people to have one of those in Australia, and because I was electronics engineer, very much into electronics and stuff, I got interested about the tech side of things, and then it just went from there. So yeah, so this is a Nokia 2110i. If you want to get technical, this is very similar to the E, which is the one I had. If you can see, it's got a 3-line display. You've got your menu and your memory buttons. This is GSM 900 only, single band. This phone came out, mid-90s. Really great phone. Very popular, very revolutionary, because you've got the two soft keys that change depending on, like if I go memory, it changes to find and save. So it was a very popular handset. I loved it. This is one of my test batteries that I built recently, which some people might have seen. This is just for testing phones. This is not a battery pack I take out on the field. This is just so that I can test phones. And I made it so that if I need to replace the cells, I can easily do it, and I don't have to crack open the actual battery case. So it uses an old battery. Obviously, there's no cells inside, and the cells are. Let me click that back in. The cells are on the back here and under here. So there's actually 5 cells, even though this takes 6. I've got one wired out, but these are these are my test packs. So obviously. Turns on, but yeah, as again, I can't show you with any network because there is no network here, unfortunately. So that's a 2110i. At the same time, the first technical phone I ever got was this. This is a Motorola Flare, or a 6200 for people who want its actual tech name. This is the original unit I actually had from the mid-90s. This is still. Well, last time I checked, it was still going, but this is actually the one that I started all my technical GSM network stuff with, and that was a big game changer. It had an engineering menu in it, and all you had to do was press a couple of key presses, and then you could enable it. And then that was just it. I went from there. I went, technically wise, I just went off. I was so happy. I had all this stuff to learn about that I just loved, and it was just really great. It was some really fond memories, very sentimental. phone for me. I had a friend who had one, and that was how I got my first one, is that I saw his, and I enabled the tech mode, and it came up on his, and I was like, wow, and then so I thought, right, I better get one for myself. So I got this one, so this is it. Unfortunately, I can't show you it powered up. I'm in the middle of building a replacement battery. I built one 4 or 5 years ago for it, but the cells were dead, so like this is what's left of it. So this is just the battery. They're a pain in the ass to actually open, but as you can see, there's no cells inside. So I've resold this once. I'll resell it again, and then that clips onto the back as a normal battery, and then you could actually power it on. So yeah, no, Motorola, they went to town on the ultrasonic welding on the batteries, and they're very, very hard to open up without damaging it, because obviously this still needs to clip onto the back and contact onto the terminals, so the battery actually has some power to actually do what it needs to do. That's a standard battery there. That's one of the ones I want to repack. The cool thing is they use these batteries on a lot of different phones, analog phones, GSM phones, obviously digital type phones, which GSM is. So that's a spare battery that I've got. This is another cool phone. This is a Nokia 9000 communicator. I never had one of these back in the day. I always wanted one. I can't show you it running either because I don't have a battery and don't have quite a few accessories. I bought this years ago, and then never ended up really doing anything with it. The cool thing with it is it opens up, and it's a little computer. It actually runs GeoWorks, which is a DOS Windows-like, I suppose, operating system. So it actually runs that on here. You can send faxes, email, you can do all sorts of really cool stuff. And this was back in the early 90s, guys. This was before the internet really took off or any of that sort of thing. So this was very revolutionary. It was extremely expensive too, so there was no way I could ever afford one. So I want to get this guy going. I don't even know if it goes. I bought it untested, unknown, with just this, just basically that. Now if you have a look at the front of it, you might think it looks the same, and it does, because the front part of it, the actual phone, is based off the 2110e. So that looks the same as that. So that's that guy. Now this is a Nokia 6210. This is a dual band GSM 1800 and 900. It's got a cracked screen, but you can see let me see if I can get a little bit. You can see the technical mode that's up there now. You can see it says, it'll just say search. And that's because it's searching for the network, because there's not actually one here. So that's what it's doing, but it's not focusing all that well on there. I'm not sure why that is. Doesn't seem to want to focus. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's one of my phones. The cracked screen doesn't matter, it still works, so that's alright. A Nokia 5130. This is a single band GSM 1800. I bought it to track down all the GSM 1800 cells in Australia, but unfortunately I ran out of time and it never actually saw any cells in Australia, but a good phone to have for technical stuff. This is a Nokia 6150. This was the first dual band phone, so this is 900, 1800. Not sure, you can see the screen's a bit dull on this one. But it does have the tech menu enabled, and I'm not sure why it's not focusing properly. Let me just try that and see if that'll fix it. No, it doesn't want to do that. Oh, that's a real pain. That's a real pain. Yeah, so it's not going to... I got the camera all set up before I started, and it was focusing fine. And now it doesn't want to, but you can see there, it's just saying search. The bottom piece on the bottom, that's the technical menu, number 1. Where the 0 is, that's where your channel number is displayed. So that's channel 0 to 124 is for GSM 900, and then 1800, I can't remember, but I think it's 500-ish it starts at. But normally that would actually connect, and you'd be able to see the actual channels there. But because there's no cells here, because it got turned off, I can't show you anything. Now, last but least, which was the 2110i, back onto that. It's It's a cool phone. I really enjoy it. Love doing it. Now you're probably wondering, with all this technical stuff, what did I actually do with it? Well, this is an example here of a page. This is old data. This is from, looks like 2002. And you can see here that you've got the cell ID. So you've got 4. 4 is for Queensland, because all our postcodes begin with 4. So that's what the 4 is. The 3 is the year it was meant to be built. So that's 93. 01 is just the tower count. Towers with lower numbers are more important because they had to come first. Because most towers, well, with Vodafone Australia anyway, were all linked by microwave links. So obviously you have to get your backbone in first, and then you can add towers onto it. So yeah, very important that is. Nowadays, all towers are connected with fibre, so they don't use the microwave links very much anymore. So the links don't really count anymore at all. So you've got here the channel number. So I've recorded that. The NCC and the BCC are just to identify channels, different networks with the same channel number, so that you can differentiate between the two. So that's what the network color code and the broadcast color code, NCC, BCC. Maximum power levels 37, that's 2 watts, and the local area code is 4000. 4000 is the postcode for Brisbane, and so they use that for all the Brisbane cells that they had. So all this data you can see here that I've collected, you can see here the channels do change. So you've got old data there, you can see when that one was new, the cell broadcast name. Not all networks do it. I thought it was really cool. Gave the network a bit more personality, so I really enjoyed that. So you obviously got your cell broadcast here as well. Now if I come down, here you go here. This is some dual band. This is GSM 1800. So you've got here, you've got the first cell there, which is 1, 2, 3. So that the last digit is the cell number on the tower. Then you've got 4, and then 6, 4. You got 6, 7, 8. So you've got the two GSM 1800 cells. 1, 2, and 3, but they're labeled 6, 7, and 8. So that's them there. So you can actually see some of the data there that I've collected for the dual band stuff. So that's pretty exciting. Back then it was, because there wasn't a lot of GSM 1800. Remember, I'm talking about 2002. But this is some of the data. Obviously, I've got Excel spreadsheets after Excel spreadsheets with all the data entered in. But that's what I did. I collected all the tower data, looked into all the GSM standards. I ended up working for a company building mobile phones, doing lots of R&D tech stuff for just over 7 years. And that was because I did all this sort of thing and got interested in this very early on, way before the internet and everybody was doing it. I even ran my own little technical GSM page in the web around 94, 95, I think I started it. So that was really cool too. So that's that. Just another little sheet that I've been working on. This is for the 2110Es, or 2110s technically, and I've just been working on the actual model, because obviously there's quite a different model, what system it runs on. So as you can see, GSM 900, 1800, see there's all this dip. Frequencies, the region, and the actual type that's actually on the phone. So that's a little spreadsheet I've been working on. A fair bit of time went into that, because they've all got different names and different countries and different standards. So it was a bit of a lot of work to actually get going, but it's almost finished. As you can see, there's not much data that I don't have, so that's really cool too. So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to do a little bit of a different video, just showing some of the other stuff that I do and other interests that I have. I don't have many, mainly obviously PGM stuff, Subaru stuff, and mobile phone, more retro I suppose now, mobile phones, but back in the day obviously these were cutting edge things. Anyway guys, I will catch you all later. Bye.